I heard a story about a husband and a wife that woke up one Sunday morning. Most Sunday mornings, they went off to church together. Well, as they were getting ready to go to church that morning, the wife was just about done in the bathroom. A few finishing touches, right, ladies? And she comes out of the bedroom and she realizes that her husband is laying in bed again. And she says, "Get up, we got to go to church, it's time to go." And he said, "I want to go." And she goes, "Give me one good reason why." He goes, "I'll give you 3 good reasons why I don't want to go to church this morning." Number 1, he said, the people at that church are cold and uncaring. And number 2, he said, nobody there likes me. And the 3rd reason is, I just don't feel like it. Well, the wife responded with, "I'll give you 3 reasons why you should go, honey. Those people at that church are warm, and they're very caring, and a few people do like you, and you're the pastor." That story is definitely not my story. I love coming here on Sunday. I love being your pastor. I really love my job. It's a blessing. I don't know if you know this or not, but it takes hours of preparation to preach the Bible for 30 minutes. I mean, it takes hours of preparation. In fact, I love this example. A pastor friend of mine once said this about preaching, and he had been preaching for 30 years, much longer than I have. He said, "You work hard studying all week long and to prepare it. And you put so much time and energy and effort into it, and you care for it, that this sermon becomes like your baby. And when you deliver it on Sunday morning, like I'm doing right now, afterwards, man, you just feel this tremendous sense of relief. Ladies, if you know what I'm talking about, like after you deliver the baby, all right? And you celebrate that baby, right? So much, I mean, you just love her. And you, as a pastor, you celebrate that baby for like 12 hours because on Monday morning, you wake up, you look in the mirror, and you realize, holy cow, I'm pregnant again. And I deliver in 6 days. That is the God's honest truth of what it's like to be a pastor and have to preach every single week. And of course, now I'm teaching on Wednesdays as well, so I'm pregnant twice a week. But it's what God has called me to do, and I love it, and I'm just a math guy, so I number the sermons, and today it's number 718 here at Life of Purpose. You know, it's fascinating. It's awesome. But when you're doing what God calls you to do, you get something that most people in this world are looking for. You get peace. You get contentment. You get joy. And that's really, I mean, that's what it's all about, is doing what God has called you to do. I want peace and joy in my life, not just this month. We talk about it at Christmas time, but don't you want peace and joy the other 11 months of the year? You will get it if you do what God is calling you to do. We seem to be wrapped up into a culture now that has us doing a whole lot of things. And how many of those things don't really matter in the grand scheme of things, right? In God's eyes. We need to get back to doing what God has called us to do. And He's called us to do a lot. I think He's got a lot of work for us to do right here in St. Clair Shores and wherever your neighborhood is. But you won't do it unless you respond to God's call. You got to pick up the phone. You got to have the conversation. And that's what we're going to see today in the life of Moses in Exodus 3. God initiates the conversation with Moses. God calls Moses, which is our title. And He calls him up for a very important mission. And Moses answers the call. My question is, will you answer the call? Let's pray.